Welcome to the official press conference ahead of Leagues Cup 2024 match between the Portland Timbers and the Colorado Rapids this Thursday, August 1st at Providence Park. We welcome head coach Chris Armas and Cole Bassett. On-site media questions will be prioritized, but we do have the Zoom component as well. We'll start off with our general thoughts from our head coach, Chris Armas.
Yeah, thanks, Emilio. We're really excited for a tournament. We're excited for some games that we know coming up. We're excited for the knockout type of situation. We're excited for a challenge. You know, we love a challenge. This team, they go after games home and away against good teams now. But the thought of that there's a trophy out there, somewhere out there, and we know that trophies don't come to you. You have to go and get it, and we're excited to go after it.
Yeah, like he said, we're excited. This is a chance to win a trophy. We got a group here that's young and is hungry, and we feel like we're in a good place right now. I think this will test our squad for sure. There's hopefully a lot of games in this next month, but yeah, we're quite excited to get going, and we know what's on the line here. We got our first trophy of the year that we wanted, and now we got two more to go after. So this is the first one that's on our mind.
Matt Pollard, Burgundy Wave. Question for both of you. This game, while not a part of MLS play, does have you guys playing the opponent who you opened your season against with a 4-1 loss. How much of there is revenge or extra motivation, Chris, on that front, given how many rights have been wronged so far with this season?
Yeah, the players might feel one way in terms of revenge, but I was in on it. I was there that night, so I felt it too. I felt what that loss meant, and I'm with these boys, so it hurt. It feels like a long time ago, to be honest. Portland's a very different team from then, and we are certainly a different team. I don't look at this as revenge situation. Again, I have different perspective in life and in football, but I'm looking at this as the first step towards a goal. I'm really focused on that. And focused on it's a tough opponent. They have tremendous support in their building. They're a well-coached team. They have a talented roster, and that's our challenge. So that's where I'm really spending my energy, and emotion. Revenge, it takes emotion. And for me, it's so important to be locked in to what that 100 minutes will be about, and it's the first of two games, right, that we have in front of us.
Yeah, it's I think players on the field, I feel maybe a little bit more than he does, but I'm just excited it's back up there. To be honest, I think getting another chance in their building is what gets me going a little bit to go back up there and try to beat them up there, because I know it's a tough place to play, but it should be a great atmosphere as well. So that's one that we look forward to. And for me, I think these are the type of games you want to play, and you want to play against teams that are towards the top of the table, and they have a lot of quality players, especially in the attack. So yeah, I wouldn't say it's necessarily revenge. We know that we have a job to do in terms of getting out of the group. We got to take care of this first game, and then we'll focus on Leon at home on Monday. But for us, we just want to continue building on what we've been doing, and yeah, just continue on that front in terms of getting goals and getting clean sheets and stuff like that. And I think if we stay on that path, we'll have a good path out of this group.
Brandon Nurse with the Denver Post. Guys, for both of you, just how did you spend the last 10, 11 days or so just recuperating, recovering both mentally and physically?
You go first. Go ahead.
I was lucky enough that I had, this little break period where I've been dealing with a couple of things with my body. My ankle's been not feeling too great over the last month or so. So it was kind of a nice down period, I'd say, to be able to recuperate and kind of just get feeling good again. I don't feel like I'm at 100% for sure, but I definitely feel a lot better than I did. And I think this is an important time for me. And then I think the rest of the team feels that as well. And it gave us a couple extra days to compete. And I think we haven't been able to do that in a while in training, which is always the fun part. We enjoy the tactics and stuff like that when he's got us in on Thursdays and working on certain things that he wants. But at the end of the day, we're athletes and we love to compete. So we got a couple of those days in training, which I think were important for the group. And it allowed guys that, maybe haven't played as much to really show themselves. And yeah, it's brought out the competition in the team.
I also took some time to try to get my body right. I'm in pain a lot of times. Let me tell you, I seriously, from the years of beating it up, the difference between him is I still feel the same. So I don't know if I use those 10 days the right way. I'm still in the same place. Listen, for me, it's important for my staff, myself, to take a step back, try to take a couple of days here and there, try to be really deliberate, especially for the people around me. I don't have such an easy time because I'm watching some Olympics. I'm spending some family time here and there, but I'm quick to open my computer. I'm looking and reanalyzing the LA Galaxy game. What could we have done better that day? The Salt Lake game, what did we do good? How can we get better? Um, Again, thinking about this roster, keeping in touch with top to bottom. It's the Kevin Cabral, it's Georgie that's away. It's still trying to think about the entire thing and how can we move ourselves forward. So I think we've done a pretty good job rebooting, taking a little reset, and we got right back to work, as Cole mentioned. So we feel we're in a good place.
Mitchell Carroll with DNVR. You mentioned, no Kevin Cabral, no Georgie. Kamani's not with the team. Adam's not with the team. Going into, two kind of big matchups with two good teams, what sort of adjustments are you looking at, and how are you preparing to go in with a slightly different squad than you've had for the last few weeks?
Yeah, look, Mitch, when you're missing a player or two or a few players, it's always in our business, at least how we operate, we just put all of our focus on who we have and stick to our principles. We have a reference page, we say. So you say even without a couple of guys, a couple of key attackers, you see different players step in and are asked to do different things. And it's if it's a machine, you take out one part, you put in a part that can do that job, but gives a little bit some different qualities too. All of a sudden, it's 4 goals, it's 3 goals. We're still creating chances, finishing attacks. In some ways, we get even better in moments because of how we've the different ingredients. So, yeah, listen, in our business, you have to be flexible. You have to be able to adapt. That's what we do. We have a system, a way of playing, and we go after games. So that's exactly how we manage it, Mitch. That's it.
For both of you guys, it's a kind of a unique thing to play against a team from a different league, especially in a competitive kind of environment. Do you approach that any differently in terms of tactics or style of play?
I think for sure. We've been fortunate enough to go down to Querétaro the last couple seasons for preseason, and I think all those guys, all those teams over there, even the second division when we played against them, they play a different style than maybe we're used to in American football, and it's one that provides a good challenge for us. I think we got firsthand exposure to it the last couple of years, but we know how it was last year with Toluca at home, that they have a lot of quality in these leagues and they have a lot of quality individual players. If you allow them time and space, I think that's what they want, then it could provide a big challenge for you on the day. We got to watch the game the other night, which was good for us, that we kind of get to see them against an MLS opponent and how they fare. To be honest, my mind too much isn't on Leon right now. I haven't thought about how they're gonna play or what we got to do on Monday. I'm focused on Thursday, but it's exciting for all of us. I think you like to play teams that provide a different challenge than normal. Because I wouldn't say every single MLS team is the same. There's a lot of differences between those, but I wouldn't say there's too many MLS teams that play a style like Liga MX does.
Different question. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah,
Chris.
listen, and to continue with that one, Braden, when you play against the Mexican teams, yes, you get the Mexican players, you get South American players, and with that, as we even watched U.S., Canada in Copa America, it poses a certain challenge, a certain individual skill set of players, different tactics, and that's not always easy it's different, and it challenges us in a different way. When you say, will we do anything different to prepare? There'll be a game plan to try to take away their strengths and attack the weaknesses that we identify. But in a few days, imagine the most important game is the next game right now. Portland, you're not implementing all of this new stuff in a few days going into Monday, just to create the understanding for players of what this game is going to be about, what the demands are. And the players have different tools from their own skill set. We'll arm them that they have different tools that they kind of access that day to say, okay, today it's going to be more, let's get this toolbox type of thing. So we'll be up for it. But yeah, one at a time here, one at a time.
Different question for each of you. Chris, you've mentioned that it's two different teams. What do you see in Jonathan Rodriguez as their new DP striker that they've signed since the last time you played? And then Cole, 2 goals on set pieces for Portland. What's Chris Sharpie looking at for prep for tomorrow?
So go ahead. Yeah. Anything with set pieces?
Yeah, we've had review for the week so far on our past games. We haven't focused on Portland just yet. I think that comes today. So we'll probably have a good meeting after this. But he did pose the idea that they could be playing a big team. They had Kamal Miller at left back in the last game, so yeah, that provides a different challenge for us. I think some guys that we're marking will just have to have a matchup that for me, I always look at it as I'm one of the guys that always has to take a bigger guy if we play a bigger opponent, and it's just a challenge. It's how can you win your battle? He always says it mostly on the field, but there's a little circle around you. How can you win your duels? How can you win your battle? And on set pieces, it's no different. You got a guy that's bigger than you, but can you get to the ball first? Can you use your body to manipulate him in a way that he can't get to the ball? So I think just for the guys that are marking, we'll have to do a good job because we know that I think I heard the announcer say that they struggled before that last game and then they scored 2. So they're obviously working on their set pieces, and we have Sharpie who's going to try to combat that. So we're excited, and we feel like we can get after him on the attacking end as well.
Yeah, listen, Jonathan Rodriguez, he's one of many really talented, clever, savvy, experienced attackers that they have. So he plays well off of Mora, which they can play direct to. He's a 9 that's playing a little bit in the wide area. So he's a goal scorer. And yeah, we showed the players, we talked through it. Yeah, how to think about dealing with talented players like this. So yeah, they're not a one trick pony type of thing. That Portland can play through you, they can play over you, they can play direct. So we're well aware of Jonathan Rodriguez, the talent there, but in that front 4, call it, it's tricky. Mora, Evander is one of the best playmakers in the league. And then we saw Anthony early on in the year, Moreno in the gaps. So we'll have our hands full. But as I started with, we love the challenge ahead. These guys, they're always up for it. We'll test ourselves in a big way. We're looking forward to it.
Just in the last few weeks, you've had some players sort of come on, kind of find some form, Sam Vines and Johnny Lewis. How important is it to find those guys kind of later in the season, find their form kind of as you're losing players to tournaments or injuries or whatever, and going into a tournament setting where you could be playing every few days, finding contributors like that? How important has that been getting ready for this?
It'll be key to our success, right? When the postseason comes for sports teams at every level, it's almost the new season. But in all reality, the last 10 games of an MLS or a professional season, it's almost its own animal there, where everything's determined for sure, and it's looking like that. So to have players healthy, to have players confident, that players are playing the best that they have in a season, really important if you're going to make some noise. The good thing is that we are healthy, that guys are sharp, that Sammy keeps looking at the performance he had the other day, tremendous. Johnny, the goals, the assists, but more so the commitment to what we're doing in all phases, top. So again, these guys, they're a great group, and they're all pretty sharp right now, and we're together. So it's a team that's together. It's a team that's clear. It's a team that's working really hard, and they're hungry as hell to make some noise. And we're up for the fight.
Chris, your thoughts on Georgie and Adam and Kamani yesterday?
Yeah, look, we keep a close eye on all those guys, and all I can tell you is from Emilio to the guy to my left here, we're so proud of what's going on out there. We're out on the training pitch. The phones are out from some of the staff saying, "Hey, look at the free kick. The U.S. team doing really well." And I'm in on that too. And from afar, I'm just seeing that is a genuine, we're in on it. So look, Adam saved the penalty last night. We see it all the time in training. I don't know if he says stops. I don't know if he can stop this guy's man, but he's stopped one late. I mean, didn't see a lot all game. Makes a huge save. They advance. Kamani's team lost, but yeah, those guys getting those experiences, right? Anytime it's what we say that these guys can get these types of experiences, it's they come back better. You know, we get a little bit depleted in those moments, but in the long run, we're better for all their experiences. Especially a kid like Kamani getting minutes at that level, so important for him to get that, come back, and we're gonna need him down the final stretch. So really proud of those guys. They all know we're in with them.
Cole, with kind of looking at how MLS has fared versus Liga MX so far in this tournament, much better than last year, a lot of wins. Does that give you guys any confidence, you know, after kind of how the Pachuca game went last year and just how well Liga MX was against MLS in last year's tournament?
I mean, I would say we just have a confidence in ourselves, regardless of who we're playing. Yeah, it's good to see MLS teams doing well against them this year, obviously. But for us, we're not just competing against Liga MX teams. We got MLS teams to beat as well. So it really doesn't matter to us, you know, who we're playing. We're excited that it's a different opponent, like I said before. But yeah, I don't pay attention too much to what the other teams are doing. I think we'll take that game as it comes, and we're excited for it. And we have the confidence within the group and within what we're doing that we can go out there and get a result on Monday as well.
Thank you for participating in today's press conference. We invite you to join us again today at 11:45 a.m. for the Portland Timbers official match day -1 press conference. The Zoom link, as all other presser links, can be found at leaguescup.com/media resources. Thank you.